Hello, everyone,
you
and
in.
welcome to what?
I said, you want me to count you in right as you started talking?
I'll just go
Wah,
ahead and
wah.
go from zero. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gaming Effect. My name is Steven, aka the Phonograph, and today we are going to be starting off our interview series. And AC Hogue 87, also known as
Hi.
Adam, is going to be interviewing me. With thankfully we have Adam's brother, Ty Hogue, that will be driving the party bus today. And yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and get right into these questions. So I'm gonna go ahead and hand this over to Adam, and we'll go ahead and do this.
Alright, so do you want to give a brief description of GamingAffect, or
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely.
I know that we started it, or you started it, it's your idea, kind of, was it last year that we first got rolling, and we all kind of pitched in and helped out, and due to some unforeseen things, it
yeah.
went on a little bit of a hiatus, but
Right.
now we're back, and hopefully better than ever.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Gaming Effects started out. The idea came about in late December, while, oh god, late December. But we didn't actually start recording any episodes until maybe February. Just getting all the little bit of the details. Trying to start and build something from scratch. That's not going to work.
Big bus.
Big bus. So yeah, but yeah, Gaming Effect originally was started as a way to kind of showcase what mental benefits gaming had as a whole, and that's the joys of gaming and the community. And then since then, it went on a little bit of a hiatus. My wife and I were moving down here, Lady Phonograph. We were moving to Alabama from Tennessee. So, things kind of got put on hold for a little bit. And during that time, decided to switch gears a little bit and come up with a new format for Gaming Effect. It still talks about the mental benefits, but it's more so focused on the, why we game, what we get from gaming aspect of it, instead of just being my point of view as to doing a gaming review, because it's not like I have the end-all, be-all opinion of gaming and how it makes everyone feel. So I feel like it was a lot more inclusive if we kind of switched gears a little bit. And another thing, another reason why I really wanted to start Gaming Effect is I really enjoy. I really enjoy gaming, and the benefits I've gotten from gaming are huge. Between the joy of community, or having some sort of control or anything like that. There's a lot of benefits that I've gotten from gaming, and I'm not going to stop. I mean, it's a part of who I am as a person. I mean, I'm a gamer at heart.
You can't make me.
Right. And I want. This is just gonna sound bad. Yeah, fuck that guy. As I'm talking about making everything better and the gaming community a better place. Fuck him.
He just get hit by a car. An NPC car. That was hilarious.
That's delightful. But I want my desire for gaming to essentially mean something. I don't want just my love of gaming to end at me being just somebody that plays games a lot. I want to be able to influence the community in some way, be it small or be it gaming effect or really whatever. But I want my passion to make some kind of difference in the community, and that's another reason why we do this.
Alright, so you said you've been gaming for quite a while and you're not going to stop. How long have you been playing video games?
I started playing video games with my sister on the Super Nintendo. Mario World was how I originally really started getting into it. I remember my dad, I think we got it for like Christmas or something. And yeah, I mean, we just played a ton of it, and I was always player 2 because I'm the younger sibling. So, what was that, 93?
I don't even remember. The Super Nintendo, I don't remember the exact year on that one.
Yeah, I started playing then, but I kind of took a break to do like the normal childhood thing of playing outside. Who would have thought? And I actually didn't start getting back into video games until about 2009. It was 2009 that I got back into it. 1990 is when Super Mario World came out. Holy crap.
Oh, wow.
So 90. I think we can make that if we get enough speed. So, don't try it. I don't think we can make that.
Yeah, we'll lose half the bus. We'll lose
Right.
the entire top of the bus, us included.
Yeah, 90, and then I took a break for almost about a decade, and I slowly kind of got back into it, especially when like things started getting a little bit, I don't know, I would say rough. Is really when I kind of amped it up because it kind of provided a little bit of an escape for me. So yeah, I guess that would be roughly about it when I got back into gaming. I dabbled a little bit with some of the story-driven games, but it wasn't until I started competitive gaming that I refound my love for gaming.
You mentioned Super Mario World. My brother and I played that also. One of our probably games we have the most time in together. Wonderful game. One of the best made. What is your favorite game or franchise of all time?
Of all time, I'm gonna have to say the BioShock franchise, which is strange because I'm normally a multiplayer kind of guy, but the BioShock franchise is by far my favorite franchise that's ever been existed, or has ever existed.
Now, out of the BioShock franchise, what's your favorite as far as story out of the games?
Probably the first one. The first one had like a very, I don't know. There's a lot of philosophy that went along with it as far as the story goes. It painted a picture that was very clear cut. It had a lot of philosophy. It had a lot of hidden undertones that I feel like haven't really been created in the game. The atmosphere of building something underwater, and that environment was just incredible. And it had an explanation for every tiny detail in the game. It was just fantastic.
Yeah, I've only played Infinite, but I love the story of it.
Well, Infinite is absolutely incredible. I feel like the second one is underappreciated because I don't think, in my opinion, it was necessarily as great as 1 or Infinite. But,
Yep.
I mean, it's still incredible gameplay. It picks up right after, I think it picks up, it's after the Fall of Rapture, which is the first one.
That brings me to my next question, which is, what is your
Mhm.
favorite underappreciated game? Like
My
game that you love that think didn't get enough attention from like the mainstream. It's kind of a cult classic.
I would have to pick, hands down, Blur. It came out for the 360. I don't know if many people have played it or if you all played it. But Blur is a, I'd almost say like a more adult version of Mario Kart. And I know that I'm probably going to get some flack for that because there's some people that are just going to simply say, yeah, there's nothing more adult than Mario Kart, which I can agree.
Yeah, Mario Kart can get kind of rough sometimes.
Oh yeah. Ow. That was unnecessary.
There we go.
There we go. This is when we start making friends. Blur. It had actual cars. It was kind of like Need for Speed meets Mario Kart. You still had all the power-ups. You still had racing. You still had. Oh my goodness. The party bus has been stolen.
I believe, unless I'm mistaken, that Blur was actually on Games with Gold for the 360 a while back. I don't remember how long ago.
I know Split Second once. And Split Second and Blur came out at the same time. But Split Second, I think, deserves a remake. It had the perfect setup for it. But Blur, I mean, just the gameplay was nice and refreshing. And yeah, I mean, just, it was intense. The colors were intense. The racing was intense. And it kind of just... I mean, you just gotta think about it. It's like, man, how cool would Mario Kart be while racing in an old school Dodge Charger? It'd be awesome.
See, I've always loved the racing games. And I'm not very good at them. I thought I was until I started playing online. And I saw how bad I actually am. But like Mario Kart, I was never really into. My favorite was Diddy Kong Racing.
Hell yeah!
I don't know.
Another
I don't know if
underappreciated
you've ever played
game.
that or not.
Oh yeah,
I believe
you have
so, yeah.
hovercrafts. You have the carts. You have planes. You can't go wrong with Diddy. Period. I mean, it was just.
I appreciated the power-up system on it. You could save up your power-ups to kind of build them up.
Oh yeah, and you could do the same thing in Blur too. You actually had like a tray, to where you can have 3 power-ups at a time, and you can cycle through them. And that was great. Another thing, speaking of Diddy Kong Racing and underappreciated, unpopular opinion, Donkey Kong is better than Mario. Hands down. I will stand by it. I will fight somebody for it. The Mario franchise is great, but it doesn't deserve the praise that it gets. End story.
Alright, so what is your earliest gaming memory? You said you played Super Nintendo with your sister, but do you have one particular memory of that stands out as the...
Not really. I would honestly say, just sitting on the floor. Indian style, cross-legged. I don't think we can say Indian style anymore. Sorry. And then yeah, just always being player 2, while my sister is just wrecking shit on Super Mario World. And I was like, man, I really wish that I could be better at her than this. And eventually I was. Of course, she wasn't ever around at that point. She had already moved away, but it wasn't until I was an adult that I beat 100% Mario World, and I think it was a feat that she never accomplished. So yeah, just getting every tiny little detail, and then having that all taken care of. And then I did it again to help a friend of ours out, Mark, to help him get 100% with his perspective as well. So I mean, it wasn't until I was an adult that even happened.
Yeah, on a side note, hopefully later down the line we'll have a capture card. We'll actually be able to do some retro gaming with Mark, because he has
Absolutely.
nearly all the systems. He's got a great collection.
He does. He does.
That's it. Do you prefer single-player games or multiplayer games?
Typically, I'm always gonna go multiplayer. I really enjoy the social aspect of it, and if it's not social, it's purely competitive. And yeah, just from that standpoint, it's always gonna be multiplayer. Just I enjoy hanging out with everybody. That's one reason why we're playing GTA. GTA was great in the fact that
I'll get back to it then.
it's almost like I wouldn't say a life simulator. It's almost like an MMO. And the fact that
it's close.
you have your own person, and you can kind of socialize, and you don't have to just go around beating up strangers and whatnot.
And it's kind of got some RPG aspects. I mean, you level up, but I mean, there aren't really any skill trees or anything, but still.
Right.
So is there any
yeah.
game that you hate, that you actually spent money on, or you just like the worst game you've ever played?
Worst game
That you can't believe you spent time or money on that.
Thankfully, this was a game with gold. So I didn't spend
no
any
money
on
lost.
it. I have two examples, one with money lost and one not.
Okay.
Alright, so the first one that I spent time on, which is the worst, is going to be the Deer God. And it was with games with gold. And it was some 8-bit game where you play as a deer, and I guess you got transformed into a deer because you were kind of a shithead. And you're like, yeah, I'll show you. So you get transformed, like you're a hunter that gets transformed into a deer. And then it's like side-scrolling. And I played this game for hours trying to figure out what I needed to do. It doesn't really tell me, or if it did tell me, I didn't see it. I played this game for hours, and then about like 3 hours into it, the credits start rolling, and I have finished the game. And I was very confused as to what happened. And yeah, that's by far the worst game I have ever sunk time into.
I'm very glad to say that I've never heard of that. I am curious to know what's happening right now, because the party bus just started driving itself.
Where are you at? I don't even know where the party bus is.
We're by
I
the
see a
airport.
party bus. Okay, I'm on my way.
Some random NPC is now driving the bus.
There's an NPC on the party bus?
He's driving the party bus, yes.
I am on my way. Worst game I ever
So
spent
confused.
money on. I spent $5 on it. And it's called Funk of Titans. And I knew that it wasn't gonna be great going into it. But it's Funk of Titans, and it's like a side scroller, but the only button you have. You play a 70s Afro stereotype Perseus going through all of mythology, and yeah, you're going and you're collecting these gold records, and that's pretty much the entire game. I beat it. I made sure that I got my money's worth for it. I didn't get 100% on it, but no, I definitely I definitely made sure. You're not kidding. There's a legit NPC driving the party bus right now.
Please tell me you saw that.
I did. What are you doing, guy? You know what? I commend the NPC for taking initiative. Yeah. So Funk of Titans, worst game that I've paid money for. Granted, it was $5. It was not great. Maybe I'll stream it one day. I still have it.
Alright, so what is one game or a few games that you think deserve a remake or a sequel?
Sorry. I just see Tyler get thrown off the bus, and now he's just chasing after it on foot. A few games that deserve a remake. Blur. I think Blur would be a good one to remake for current gen, or even just like next gen. And along the same lines, I think Split Second deserves it. It was a fun arcade racing experience, a little bit different. But as far as future, like, other games besides that, I think Tomb Raider has been a great franchise that's been rebooted. I've absolutely loved that.
Yeah, I think they've done a really good job bringing that back, and I like most of the changes they've made to the character.
Oh yeah, no,
It
it's
just doesn't. It doesn't feel like they're just trying to rehash everything. It feels like an actual new start and a new take on the series, which is good.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I would agree. I mean, I enjoy both. Like, I enjoy the old and the new and all of that. But you can tell that they really took their time. Square Enix decided that they were going to do it right. I'm sure I'll think of something else on the way. Oh, underrated game needs to be at least brought over for backwards compatibility. And I'm gonna be, oh god, I'm gonna be judged for it. Like, I can feel it. Mount Your Friends. Mount Your Friends is one of the best games I have ever played. And it is exactly what it sounds like. It is a climbing simulator. And, oh god, it's a climbing simulator, and you have to control each of the limbs and appendages one at a time. No! No! One at a time, and you're literally trying to see who can climb the highest. So you'll take turns, and you have an X amount of time to get to the top and kind of set the bar high. But the bar is your limbs, and you are climbing other people. I would love to see that brought back. It is one of my favorite games of all time. I honestly believe that
safely
every
say
major
that's not
decision...
one that I've ever wanted or had any desire to play.
Oh, you wait. You wait. It is so great that I honestly believe that every major decision in life should be determined by a series of matches on Mount Your Friends. Including presidential elections.
Oh wow. So throw out the Electoral College and Mount Your Friends.
Right.
Alright, so inverted axis, yes or no?
No. And I don't... Oh. Oh my god! Dude just fought Tyler for his bus spot back. And yeah, I think it's a... Oh, this is delightful. Hold on. I think it's an actual bus driver. And I feel like
that's what he looked like. He was dressed as a... Yeah.
I think he was programmed to drive buses, and something happened and old boy didn't have a bus. So he saw a vacant party bus, and he just took that over. That has to be the most delightful thing I've ever witnessed. Also, he kind of sucked as a bus driver.
To be fair, it's not a normal bus.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I have to imagine, like, what's kind of going on in his head when he sees that. He just sees a bus going, and he's like, well, I'm missing a bus, but bus drivers gotta drive. We gotta make a living. And he just finds this abandoned party bus.
It wasn't really abandoned. There's people partying on top of it, and he just drove off.
Listen, I commend this man. He saw a need, and he filled it. To answer your question, no on inverted. I don't understand how people play it. For the sake of functionality, for people with disabilities, I could probably see where it'd be beneficial. But, otherwise, there's no way.
The only time that I really care for it is if I'm flying or something like that. It has to be.
Yeah, I mean those
like
are
airplane
just
controls, things like that. But
yeah, airplane controls.
As far as normal
controls,
normal gameplay from a perspective like this, no.
I mean, there's just no way I wouldn't be able to do it.
Right, and so the last thing I have, and then I guess we'll be done, is what is your guilty pleasure game?
Besides
game that you love, but you're. I kind of figured that would be it after you mentioned that, but yeah, along those lines, a game that you're almost ashamed to play, but you really, really enjoy.
Man, I have no shame when it comes to any of these games. Are you kidding me? I paid for Funk of Titans. Like,
we're about to get hit by a train.
Oh. People are so angry here. Who would have thought? Guilty pleasure games. I don't really have any. It's not like, I go around and I'm like, oh, I really love playing, like Barbie's Adventure and like Horse Adventure or whatever the hell it'd be called. I'm sure it's a game. It has to be. But when it comes to gaming, there's nothing really I'm ashamed of. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm sure if you give me like 2 seconds, I'm willing to come up with something and just like, oh, I love that and it's bad. Mount your friends. Like, that would be the only thing that would probably fit the bill in my opinion. Even then, like, you saw how adamant I was for it. It's like, oh my god, you gotta try Mount Your Friends. Can I do this first? Oh, no. Yeah, like you saw how adamant I was about Mount Your Friends. It's just great. But let me see if I can come up with something. Oh, this guy. You think I won't blow up this party bus? You're right, because I have no minds of any sort.
Had to hijack a minivan to catch up. Hang on. Why is the bus on fire?
Well, I didn't have
It's
any
a party
minds,
now.
but I Whoa! Tyler, you did this. You did this. That man got $9,000 from me. $9,000 of Tyler's money. Guilty pleasure games. Oh, another one that I think should be remade. Amplitude and frequency. Originally, I think I was playing it for the PlayStation, and I guess technically it's not needing to be remade because they still put them out for PlayStation, and I think there's even an arcade version. It was made by Harmonix, which is eventually they went out to put Rock Band and whatnot out. But before all of that, they had Amplitude and then Frequency. I forget which one came out first, but I mean you're kind of going down these tracks, and you're essentially just doing the words. You're essentially doing the Rock Band thing. The fact that you're, just going down. You're making sure everything sounds right, but you're playing multiple parts and kind of piecing everything together. I would love to see that one remade. They tried to do it for the 360 with a game called Rock Band Blitz, but since there's no it's a no-fail system. Since there's no fail, it doesn't really give the same kind of feeling.
Yeah, it's kind of pointless if you can't, lose a game.
Oh yeah, you without a doubt, you have to have something at stake. Like, you have to lose. In order for there to be any kind of reward, I think.
There's no risk when you're like, okay, I'm gonna win no matter what.
Right. I'd like to see a Command and Conquer Red Alert 4, or just more console-based real-time strategy games. I think those would be kind of great.
I've never been into RTS.
I'm not good at them. I'd also wish that more James Bond games would come out. Oh my god. I figured out what my guilty pleasure game is. And it is hot garbage. It's an old arcade game called, I think it's called Dino Rex. And Dino Rex is a fighting game, but you're fighting dinosaurs.
So is it Primal Rage?
No, this is before Primal Rage. You have... If there's 16-bit, I would probably say this is 4-bit. Hot garbage. It's 3 colors, I think. And then, you pick a dinosaur, and the thing is you have a trainer. So I guess you're technically playing the trainer, and you're whipping your dinosaur to get them to do things.
Just like a dinosaur version of Pokemon.
Yeah. But my favorite part about the game, despite the fact that it's hot garbage and it sounds like hot garbage, and the sound in the game itself is hot garbage. Whenever you win, your dinosaur will go over to the other trainer and eat them.
Oh, nice.
In graphic 8-bit fashion. Or whatever fashion. It is just horrendous. Yeah, trash game. I first played it, I've only played it on an emulator. And that's really about it. I can't find it anywhere else. If I could find a Dino Rex machine, I don't know if I'd be able to resist. Speaking of arcades, though, before we go, Time Pilot, another really underrated arcade game. Time Pilot and Mappy are both just absolutely phenomenal.
So what is Time Pilot?
Time Pilot is kind of like... Hold on. I got sidetracked. Time Pilot, you're playing I guess, a fighter, a time pilot, going back in time, and I forget exactly what reason, but you're flying around and you're destroying things from various periods. So like you start out in World War One, and you're shooting down biplanes and things like that. And then it goes on to like World War Two, and you know, each level is different, all the way up to like Vietnam and things of that nature. Eventually, you're like fighting on Mars, I think. Yeah, just absolutely phenomenal game. Phenomenal concept.
It's a heck of a jump.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few things in between there, but I mean, it's great. While we're on the story of the arcade cabinets, there's Time Pilot. Mappy is great. I don't know if you've played Mappy, but you're essentially playing a mouse, trying to go through the levels and avoid being eaten by mice while you're recovering all of these stolen goods, or you're a mouse trying to avoid eaten by cats, and the cats stole all these goods, and you're a police officer, and you're just trying to get these items back. Thanks, Tyler. Oh, missed one. I'm back. And Commander Havoc is another good one, and I forget what, I mean, that was an arcade game as well, and the way that they did it, it was like based on wireframe, and the concept is great, because you start out in a spaceship, you fly to a space station, and then you actually get on your feet in the game, and you'll go around and destroy the space station, then you climb back up and go into your spaceship and fly off and do it all over again. And just that concept for the age, because I think Commander Havoc came out, I don't know, like early 60s? And I feel like it was just really revolutionary. Also, Mad Planets is underrated, and I think that also needs a reboot or a resurgence. All you're doing is you're just a spaceship shooting these angry planets that are trying to kill you. But it's every year a friend of mine and I and Spirit Hawk 18, also known as Jack, he joined us last year, and we go to a gaming convention up in Nashville, and it's retro gaming and all these old cabinets and pinball machines, and I love pinball machines.
Yeah.
Which we can even get onto that in a later day. Long story short, I enjoy pinball machines for the sake of it's like the last mechanical game of skill, and the history behind them is just fascinating to me. But we'll go up there every year. It's the Grand Old Game Room Expo up in Nashville, and if anyone ever has the opportunity to get that, I highly recommend it. It's a ton of fun. I highly recommend it. Everything's free to play for the entire weekend, and you get to find some really hidden gems hidden amongst the stuff that I guess is kind of pushed out these days.
Alright, I think I think that was everything I had question-wise. Anything else that you want to touch on that I didn't hit, or?
No, I think that was good. That was great. You did a great first interview.
Thank you.
I think you're going to start doing all the interviews. Yeah, you're going to do all the rest of the interviews. But no, that was great, and for everyone watching and listening, thank you all for, I guess, watching and listening. And
wait, there are people listening?
I mean, they could be. The advent of the future podcast, which will eventually get pushed out. Do me a favor and hit right on the just tap or hold right on the D. Thanks. Yeah, everyone, thanks for watching, everybody, and we will be back next week with a new episode or interview of Gaming Effect.
Peace.
See ya.